I got my set right here, and you all know that is a September sales flyer bonus. And that is a great set to talk about and highlight, and whether you're doing live parties or home parties or events. This is the entire spice set. I have 3 of these in my home. They're only about 8 inches by 8 inches, so they'll fit in a standard little cupboard. They're great in any small areas, even if you live in an apartment, a small, maybe even like a camper or something like that, because you can get all these spices, okay, in one little area. There's 16 spices right here, instead of digging through and finding them and going through. So how many of you guys have spices in your home as long as you've been married? And maybe you used them one time, and you have them in that, like, I know you're all Tupperware people, but if you weren't, okay, do you have them in that little jar that you opened up? Do you think they're still fresh? No, probably not, guys. They are probably not as fresh as you think. Okay, so if once you twist open that jar, they tell you that they'll probably only stay fresh about 3 to 6 months. Guess what? In our Tupperware spice shakers, oh my goodness, they can stay fresh, not just months, even years. Okay, as long as they're clipped on both sides and sealed, you're gonna be off. You're gonna be okay. Now, our small spice shakers, they come in a 4-ounce capacity, and whether they're, and the large ones are a 8-ounce. Okay, so that's a half cup and a cup. Now, I love little spice shakers because on this side you get a teaspoon in there, and you can see this flat edge right here. It can be, you can level off a teaspoon. All right, and if you need a tablespoon of something, how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon? Anybody know that? Type it in the chat. How many teaspoons in a tablespoon? Let's see. I'm not seeing any answers here. Oh, I saw. Oh, 2, 4. Keep going. 3. All right, Jessica. There are 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. So if you need to get a tablespoon, just do it 3 times with your teaspoon. Okay. So you get a teaspoon on the other side and level it off. And the other side you can sprinkle. Okay. If you have some of your bigger herbs like oregano, my Italian spice, I need to open it up on the larger side so that I can get that out, because it's a little bit chunkier. Okay. So you get little spices in there, and you can keep it fresh because they're nice and airtight. Now these spice shakers have a little diffused side panel, so that the light doesn't quite go in there. You don't want a lot of light hitting your spices to kind of like make them go bland. Oh, and the other thing too is if you rub your spices in your hands and they don't smell like oregano, probably not fresh either. Okay, so you're gonna keep them nice and fresh in here. And I just think it's fun to spin this little thing, a little guy around. Did you ever go to the jewelry store and you're spinning a little thing around? It's just fun to spin it around. Okay, maybe it's just me. Hey, we can have fun in the kitchen, all right, guys? So you got all your different spices here. Now, I do recommend, I have a label maker, and so I've had my spices for a long time, and so I have the label maker, and it's perfect to label up my spices here. If you don't have a label maker, I don't know if Pam still has her spice labels. You can go to Amazon and you can get pre-printed spice labels, or some of you guys are very creative and you have the crickets, whatever, and you can make those little labels really cute too. So I suggest that you label your spices, because after a while, you won't know if it's the garlic or the onion powder. You won't know if it's the cream of tartar or powdered sugar. And then you have to put your finger in there and taste it. Okay. Yuck. All right. They start blending all together. And you definitely want to keep your spices airtight. Type in the chat. Name 3 red spices. 3 red spices. Let's type them in the chat. What are 3 red spices that you know? Let's see. The red spice for me. Chili powder. That's one. Cumin. Paprika. There's another one. Paprika, chili powder. Come on, give me another one. It's one of my favorites, actually. And cayenne pepper. Cayenne. Okay. Good and healthy for you. Did you know that those little bugs, they're just part of nature and it's okay, but they look just like the red spice. Okay, so if you want to test your spices for little bugs, you're going to take a little white sheet of paper and you're going to take a teaspoon of your paprika and your chili powder and your cayenne or whatever you have and draw a circle around it. And if you have pets, make sure they don't go jump on the counters or kids. Okay. And you're going to leave it out overnight. Okay. Now, if those little red spices have now jumped out of that circle, they're probably not red spices anymore. Okay. They're probably moving. And I'd probably get rid of those spices and start fresh. Okay. And when you have them in your Tupperware spice containers, they're not going to travel from spice to spice to spice. Did you know that spices are the most expensive pantry item in your kitchen? I am going to share my screen. I did a little homework for you guys and I updated my chart here. So let me get it up. All right. And let's see where I put that. I put it somewhere. Here it is. Here we go. All right, check this out, guys. You guys can all see my screen. Give me a nod. Yes, maybe. Am I sharing? No, I'm not sharing. All right. How about now? Am I sharing now? Now I can't see your faces. What is up with my screen tonight? Okay. All right, guys. Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, we
Yes,
see
we
it.
can
All
see
right,
it.
sorry, guys. I could not see your heads anymore. All right, so check this out, guys. This is a spice comparison chart. I just updated it because I did this way back, okay? And I don't know if you can see it, but I will post this on the website too. All right. So I went out and priced out bulk spices versus local grocery store. I used one certain local grocery store and I tried to stick to one brand unless they didn't have it, okay? So that I kind of kept it apples to apples, okay? But let's just start with allspice, okay? An ounce of allspice at the local grocery store was gonna cost me $5.06, okay? At the bulk food store, an ounce would cost me $1.27, okay? I mean, is it crazy? It's insane, okay? So the small spice shakers right here hold 4 ounces, okay? So I did a little thing, like if I were to fill my entire spice rack right here with 8 of the 4 ounce and 8 of the 8-ounce spices, the spice shakers, okay? And I kind of I did the 1 star for the 8 ounce and the 4 ounce and the 2 stars are the 8 ounce, okay? If I did the exact same thing from the local grocery store, would have cost me $519. This little spice rack right here would cost me over $500 to fill at the local grocery store. Not doing it. Okay. Now I am blessed. I live near an Amish community, so I can go to the bulk food stores there. But I got these prices off a bulk food site online. Okay, so you can also order them online. And I could get those exact same spices and those exact same amounts, okay, for $64. I think that's more than gold. Okay, guys, that is the markup on spices. So you definitely want to keep them fresh and you definitely want to invest in your Tupperware spice shakers. Okay. Let me just give you a couple benefits of our spices. Spices and herbs have lots and lots of health benefits. Okay. If you have digestion issues, you want to boost up your immune system, you want to level off your blood sugar. Did you know they did a little study with people, and I forget when and where and everything, but I just remember they gave them a slice of apple pie every day. Okay. And they were checking their blood sugar level and they figured, hey, let me see what's going to happen to their blood sugar at the end of the week. Okay. What was surprising was that their blood sugar levels did not spike. And that's because apple pie has what? Cinnamon in it. So healthy to have that teaspoon of cinnamon somewhere, somehow. I actually sprinkle it in my coffee. If I'm doing a yogurt parfait at home, I'll sprinkle it in my yogurt, in my oatmeal, wherever you can sprinkle a little cinnamon, just throw it in there. So very healthy for you. Inflammation, if you're suffering from inflammation, and you know what, the older we get, the more inflamed our joints are. So I try to throw a lot of that into my meals. Turmeric, ginger, cinnamon again, all anti-inflammatory. So heart, cayenne pepper, stress, bone health. So very healthy to have these spices and herbs in your meals. And I'm going to tell you what, if you think that eating healthy is bland and boring, all you got to do is add spices. Add spices to your meals, okay? The other thing I love to share with my parties and my hosts and my customers is our do-it-yourself spices. You want to save even more money? People love spice blends. I mean, they go crazy buying spice blends. And again, huge markup on that. Plus, they're going to add a lot of sodium and they're going to add a lot of fillers to that. Why not make them yourself? One of my favorites, I think I have it here. Actually, I don't have it here, but there's a chipotle seasoning that I always, 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 always have on hand. My Italian is also another one that I love. And the other one that I really love is the blackening seasoning. I'm telling you, I sprinkle the blackening seasoning either on my fish or my chicken. I will put it in the MicroPro grill, 3.5 minutes per side. And I've got some beautiful grilled chicken that I can have for the week for my meal prepping. I can add it to salads. I can add it to whatever. Okay. So these are great. I'll post all of this on your websites. And guys, right now, this spice rack carousel set is a deal of a lifetime. You're going to want more than one. So you can have one for all your like cooking spices. I have another one for my baking spices. And then I have another one at my mom's house who lives with me in her little kitchen area because I was tired of walking back and forth. Okay. So let's go out there. Let's spice up our life, spice up our meals, and eat a little healthier. Make it taste great. Save yourself a ton of money and invest in these spice sets from Tupperware. You're going to want the whole set and you're going to want multiple. All right, guys, let's go spice it up.